This is a redirect video / review of Hunter x Hunter episode 41, 42, 43, and 44. So, links as always in the description below to the reaction itself. Then come on back here to see my full review of these episodes and my thoughts and my theories and what might happen next and all that good stuff. So, yes. Click away now or be spoiled of these episodes or, whatever if you haven't seen this episode before. Click away now. Okay, here we go. So, these are pretty cool. I like them a lot. Kurapika and the, I don't even know what to call them, the mercenary bodyguard, there we go, bodyguard group, for a high up, underground kind of mafia dude, decided to, what am I trying to say? They're trying to get an item from the auction that's happening. Who I believe it's the mummy, I think it's Sweat or something like that of an actress, I think it is, and then of course the Crimson Eyes of Kurapika's tribe. So trying to go there for those three items. Their boss of the bodyguards, the girl, I guess her main item is the mummy, or like, the mummy. So they're trying to go for that. But of course, things don't always go as planned, and the Phantom Troop come about, and we actually learn all about them in these episodes as well. All the members and everything, Hizuka included, even though I not sure quite yet if he is 100% in the troop or not, or if he is still posing as one of them, trying to get close to the leader to kill the leader. We kind of saw that a couple times, and we saw kind of flashback, or not flashback, but like we go see the leader of the Phantom Troop kind of just sitting there reading the book, and Hizuka's on like the window seal, kind of like flipping through his cards, whatever, and then like he kind of glancing over and like looking at everybody and kind of eyeing up the competition in a way. So I think Hizuka is still planning to kill the leader of the Phantom Troop, or at least infiltrate and trying to figure out what that's going to happen or what's happening with them. So I'm not quite sure if he's still legitly with them. But yeah, so Phantom Troop are very strong, and we learned about a new group as well. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember. Even though I just edited the recording for the reaction, I cannot remember for the life of me what the group was. It's the group where all the Dons choose one person to kind of represent them, and all of the representatives combined is like kind of like a supreme kind of like bodyguard group to like deal with the mafia situations, like the supreme ones, the ones that like require Nen users. So we found 4 of them, or we know of 4 of them. They all died, thanks to one of the Phantom Troop dudes, who was, funny enough, voiced by Laxus, the same voice actor who does the dub voice for Laxus. So I think that was like a perfect match for him. Like, that character is like a 1-to-1, exactly Laxus, and that voice that the actor, the voice actor, gives off, like that kind of like rough, kind of gruff voice. It works for that character that he plays in this in Hunter x Hunter so well. It's so cool. Yeah. So the auction goes off. It begins. Whatever. The Phantom Troop comes in, kills every single person in like the auditorium bit where they're at, and then a girl comes in with like this magic vacuum, which was insane. I never thought like. I'm trying to think back, like in any form of media whatsoever, like on opposed to like minus like Ghostbusters, has anyone ever conceived of like this like idea of like a girl with like a magic vacuum, or not magic, but like a Nen vacuum with a face and like a mouth and everything, that can literally suck up anything and like take it with them. Like, has anything possibly even been conceived of that, like in any other media? Because that was pretty intense. That was awesome. Like I said, Ghostbusters do it of course with ghosts and everything, but this was like an entire room full of people. She sucked up the blood. She sucked up the bodies of all the dead people, including all of their merchandise and like stuff they had on them. She sucked it all up into the vacuum, and she said she can't suck up living creatures, only or living things, I guess. But it's like dead things is like the thing that she can do. Um, that's a cool character. I like that character a lot actually. Because she previously when she was still being kind of walking around the city, I guess. She had a run in with Gon and Gon, yeah, Gon, Killua, and Lirio, trying to get some money so that they get the game, um, the Treasure Island game, from the auction. So the vacuum girl kind of went up against him, and Gon was going full strength, and he happened to get just a tad bit better than her. But apparently, her left arm is the problem, or the her best arm, I should say. Her left arm is her best arm, um, but she lost with her right arm because that's what Gon put down to like to do to like start kind of thing. Um, so that's pretty interesting. I wonder. Obviously, she's stronger. Um, and that vacuum is probably going to be a huge hassle to deal with. But yeah, it's interesting how like Gon's like barely a sliver stronger with her right arm, versing her right arm, I should say. So that's saying something. Like, I mean, it's not saying much because Gon's still like um, a student, I guess, and the what am I trying to say? He's still young. He's still like still trying to get his Nen powers all in order and everything. So yeah, I guess it's not saying much, but it does prove that he is getting very strong, or he is strong, I should say. But not to the degree of like this like top tier like Phantom Troop, just everything above them like kind of league. But he did kind of impress her. Um, her and the pretty boy kind of guy in the Phantom Troop, they're both like so just happy. They're just well, I mean the girl not so much. She's just kind of like monotone. But like there's like the blonde kid. I think he's blonde. In the Phantom Troop who proposed to do the card game when the Laxus guy was fighting. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know why because it's his personality, but it's just so weird. Like just like he's just so happy like all the time, like any situation, even though like um people are well, I mean obviously people are dying. He's a assassin kind of murderer person, so his mindset's not all there to begin with. But um, or I guess I should say it is there, but into like a wicked twisted way. He's happy about everything. But yeah, the vacuum girl is probably my favorite of the Phantom Troop. Um, I guess we didn't learn too much about the other half. See, only half of the troop was actually at the auction doing stuff like you're trying to get all the loot and everything. The other half was at the boss or with the boss, kind of like just hanging out. Uh, Hizuka included. Um, so we haven't seen all of the Phantom Troop. Only like half of them. So I guess so far, I should say, so far the Vacuum Girl is probably my favorite like villain of the Phantom Troop. Um, yeah, I guess the Laxus guy is pretty cool too. Like the way he acts and everything, and the way he can. His Nen powers are incredible. Like the way he like sucked in like all the air, just sucked in like a ton of air, and then spit a skull fragment from like the leech guy, um, into like made it into a bullet that goes shot right to a guy. He tried blocking it with his Nen, went through his hand, came right out and right between his eyes, and just killed him instantly. Um, just by his breath and like just spitting like a little bit of skull fragment. Then trying doing the same thing with the hair guy, but using it for voice um, instead, and like just like utterly just like obliterating like any form of I guess I'm wondering if it did kill him or it just like totally just incapacitated him. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Obviously, his eardrums are shot, like they're dead forever, or gone forever. But I'm not sure if he himself is dead or he's just kind of like in a paralyzed state, or he just kind of passed out or something. I'm not sure. The way the guy, the big tough guy, was talking about, it almost seemed like he was still alive. But I'm not sure. The worm, he's still alive. Well, he was still alive. He survived the impact smackdown kind of thing, but he's dead now. Now that yeah, I think I'm pretty sure he's dead now. He's lived long enough to get out of the hole. Call the I'm guessing the Dons. Tell him what happened, and then he's died like mid sentence kind of thing. Um, but yeah, the leech guy. Holy crap! Like the saber tooth guy, not saber tooth, but like the fang like mouth guy. Cut him twice to paralyze him. Leech guy came in, put a bunch of leeches in his wound, and he's close enough to it where like the the tough guy just like reached over and just bit his like entire half of his head, like it's gone. That was so weird and cool and like twisted and creepy and yeah, all of the above. Yeah, in a way, I do want to learn more about the other Phantom Troop dudes, like what they're capable of. But I think we've only seen 4 of them. We saw the vacuum girl. We saw her powers and what she's capable of. Not fighting capabilities, but like offense, kind of like what she does on with just like her normal abilities, like in her everyday life kind of stuff. Um, then we saw the big like Laxus guy. Names I don't know, so I'm sorry. That guy, the big brute guy, the tank. We learned a lot about him and what he's capable of. Probably not all of him, but like quite a bit of him. Um, then we know about the guy with the big ears. He can like kind of like unhinge his fingers and like use his hands are bullets, are like guns basically. So all of his fingers are bullets. So he can just go like this. All of his fingers kind of like pop out like chains, kind of like unhinged, like or what's her uncork the gun kind of thing, like all the fingers kind of thing, and then he just gonna fire kind of thing. We've seen that, and we saw briefly, very briefly, the one character, the monotone character with the scarf over his face. Um, we saw him turn his hand into like a kind of like a weapon, just like Killua and Hizuka did previously. Kind of like like his hands kind of normal, and then goes psh, like well, not like that. It's like it like turns into like almost like a point kind of thing. We saw him do that, and then kind of like quickly just dash like instantly, and then just like cut the dude's head off. So we saw him. I'm sure he's got tons of other abilities on his side, um, and all the other characters that we saw. We didn't see much of their abilities, but one of the girls that were left behind, or not left behind, but like one of the girls with the boss, I should say, the other half of the Phantom Troop. Um, one girl has like a gun. She was like polishing it or whatever like that. There's Hizuka there. There's a I'm not actually sure if it's a girl or not, but I want to say girl with long hair, but only see one eye. Um, you have her. I'm trying to think of other characters that might have been there. I think there's like 1 or 2 more guys there in that room with the boss. Um, and then all the people at the other half of the Phantom Troop, the one that are now chasing after Kurapika to kind of get the brute guy back. Um, there's the pretty boy. Um, I think one other character that we. Oh no, the character I'm thinking of was the the nurse girl. We know her. We saw her with Hizuka before. But yeah, it's a very very interesting group of characters. I kind of like their like team dynamic, like the way they talk to each other and everything. It's pretty interesting. It actually like legitimately makes it like an interesting group of characters. Like in other shows and stuff, they always here's the bad guys, they're evil kind of thing, right? This show kind of takes it to the whole. Well, I'm not a whole new level, but like they add to it. Like so, like they say these are the bad guys. Here's all their powers, or some of them at least. Um, and then here's like the team dynamic, and here's how they treat each other, and all this kind of stuff. So I like that. That's very very cool. And not many shows, I should say, any shows. If they, well, I mean, some shows kind of try it here and there, but for some reason, this show we just meet the group of people, and I already like all their team dynamic, like instantly, like 4 episodes in, and I'm like already hooked with the Phantom Troop. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen from here on out. If they're all gonna die in the future, like I'm thinking way ahead. Like as time goes on and the show goes on and like episodes go on, I'm sure Kurapika's gonna hunt them down to the very last member, to like kill them all, bring them to justice, whatever he wants to do. That's like his goal is to go after them. Um, so I'm thinking in the future, or like in this, if this is an arc, like the end of the arc kind of thing. Kurapika's gonna fight every single one of the Phantom Troop, and they're gonna lose to some degree, either die or jail time or something. Um, but I can definitely see them all being very prominent characters up until that point. Like they're gonna be like Hizuka. Like Hizuka's like in a sense like one of the villains. Um, though he's not meant, or he's not like doing anything bad to the main group yet. Um, he's just very menacing. I'm trying to think back, like if he's actually done anything harmful to the main group of guys, like Gon, Killua, Kurapika, and Lyra. Um, I don't remember if he has or not. All he did with Gon was kind of like beat him in like a battle, and then, or no, that's not true. In the forest, in the test, they did kind of go head to head. It was Lirio and Kurapika. They ran away from Hizuka. Then Gon stepped in, to fight him, and then Hizuka kind of let him go, and then doing anything like that. Um, so yeah, I don't know. He's just menacing. um, and yeah, that's gonna be a cool fight too. Like later on, like way later on, like Hizuka versus Gon again, or Killua, or Kurapika, Lirio, whatever. Man, if if Hizuka goes against Lirio, he's dead like instantly. Um, Leorio doesn't seem like a very good fighter yet. He doesn't seem to be very knowledgeable in the sense of Nen. In this episode, I think episode 41, when they first get to the town or the city or whatever, um, they mentioned something about Nen, and then Leorio kind of off puts, kind of tries to like say like, oh yeah, he knows a little bit about Nen, but then like Gon and Killua just kind of instantly like going like, no, you're wrong. That's like phase one of Nen, and then like they're talking about like phase whatever, and then he's like what was this more kind of thing. So it looks like he's not very far into Nen, or he kind of like brute forced his way through it, probably maybe, um, so he doesn't know quite all the steps. He just knows how to do it. Maybe, I'm not sure. Um, I thought at one point we did get to see a silhouette of Leorio and what um, Nen type he is. I can't. I think it's at the very top left of the chart. I could be wrong. I think I remember that him being at the top left of that kind of like silhouette chart when they were kind of explaining the Nen and everything. Um, but yeah, so he's still kind of I think, learning then to a degree. So if he fights anybody, he's going to be kind of at a disadvantage for sure. But yeah, very, very cool group episodes. A lot of characters that are really interesting. What else? What else? What else? Oh, the fortune teller girl, the little girl. I guess they only referred to her as boss. Her power is wicked. Like she's like kind of focuses on her strength, and then this little kind of like mouth thing like pops out of like in existence. Like I guess like just to her only, I guess. But just like whispering to her, like talking, and then she's like just auto writing. That's the spell that she's doing. She's auto writing, like writing down everything that thing's saying. Um, like telling the fortune of the people that she's looking at. And then immediately afterwards, after she's done doing that, she forgets everything that she heard. Um, so that makes her like really innocent and like kind of thing because she forgets all the bad stuff. Um, Stuff like you're gonna die in 20 days kind of thing, and like that stuff kind of goes away instantly to her. Um, Obviously her writing stays there, but her memory of all the demon talking is gone. So that's a cool character. I wonder if we're gonna see more of her in the future. I don't know. There's a lot of cool characters in the show. I'm really enjoying the show quite a bit. It's very entertaining to watch. I can't wait to see more. And yeah, so next week we're gonna be starting the subs for the show. We're gonna switch over to subbed. So basically, these 4 episodes were me catching up to the last episode of the dubbed. This week was like I guess the release of episode 44, or at least this week or next week, or wait, what am I saying? 44 released this week or last week, I should say. Yes. So we were basically caught up to like the point of my recording of this day. We were caught up. So next week, we'll be switching over to subbed. Even if there's gonna be another dub coming out by next week, I'm gonna skip it and just go subbed, anyways. But yeah. So I'm gonna kind of go through the last 4 episodes again. These episodes basically, kind of rewatch them a couple times in subbed to kind of get the voices down, so that way when we do watch them again next week, or not them again, but the next episodes, I'll get the voices down hopefully and kind of understand who's who, that kind of thing. I might even have to go way back and kind of watch a couple episodes that like at the beginning to kind of get a couple characters down there as well. But yeah, show's awesome. Can't wait for more. Trying to think of anything else that I need to talk about from these episodes. Kurapika's chains, those are pretty awesome. The way he like can control them, that kind of thing. That dagger thing on his heart, that's hardcore intense. Damn. Like if he uses his chain ability against anybody, he's gonna die. Like that dagger thing in his heart is gonna stab him. I hope that does not come to fruition, but the amount of detail and like time and effort they put into showing us that, I feel like later on in the show, it's going to come up again and it's going to be brutal. And I hope Kurapika is going to be fine, but they don't just show you that and then forget about it. That's going to come about again at a later date. So I hope Kurapika is going to be fine. Yeah. So actually, we did get to kind of see like a cool little bit about the Huntsman kind of like website. That was pretty cool too. Like they kind of like they like well, not trap, but like they kind of get sucked into like this kind of bar scene, kind of like a VR kind of setting, and talk to the bartender to hear like rumors and stuff. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, the game too, like the whole Treasure Island thing, like if you die in the game, you die in real life kind of thing, or you never come back. And you can still play the game no matter if the console that you're running it on is like unplugged. That's pretty hardcore. I wonder if anyone's still in the game. And also, does the memory card that Gon has for the game from his dad, does that have save data, or does that have something else on the card? Like almost, well, I'm assuming save data because it's a memory card. But it looked like we did get to see a couple of files of it when they plugged it into the computer or not the console to see what was on it. It did look like quite a bit of files, so I wonder how far into the game Gon's dad got into. Like, because if you think about each like file is like a save point, like a save state kind of thing. I wonder how many of those he's gone through and like kind of came back from it. Maybe he beat the game kind of thing, or did he change the data for it so that way he can kind of give Gon a hidden message about something? I don't know. I'm still wondering about a ton of things about Gon's dad and everything. But yeah, what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, the melody girl. Her power's cool. She's all about music and stuff, so that's why she can hear the heartbeat of Kurapika. And then like she used the flute to kind of calm everybody down, so that way he's not like in a blood rage, like going after the Phantom Troop. Um, that was pretty cool. And yeah, I guess her ultimate goal is to find a sheet music that's if anybody hears the music, they instantly die or get disfigured like hardcore, like she did. She's got hardcore disfigured thanks to a friend. Um, I guess when they were drunk one night, whatever she was talking about, she got like hardcore disfigured. Um, it looked pretty bad, but like we didn't get to see the whole thing, so I think she lifted up her sleeve and like you can kind of see like the silhouette of it. It looked like either it was like ripped to shreds or like holes everywhere kind of thing. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to think about it too much because it was pretty gross. But she said that state of her arm was her friend at the very end of her life. Like she was that. Like her whole body was like that. Like what her arm looked like. So that's pretty rough. Yeah, so the show's kicking up a notch. It's very interesting. Cannot wait to see what's going to come out next, or what's going to happen next, kind of thing. So yeah, let me know down below. For those of you who know my JoJo reactions, do you want me to do what I normally do with my subbed kind of thing? Let me show you. Let me pull it up an episode real quick, just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'll pull up this episode. That's fine. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Yeah. Okay. So when it's like this, so okay, this is like my normal page for reactions, right? So should I keep it like this because it's gonna have subtitles because it's subbed? So I'm wondering if I should keep it like this or go to what my JoJo display is and have like a big thing at the bottom where it'll show subtext, like it's all blown up, like full screen in a way. So let me know down below what you guys think of what I should do. If I should do it this way and make a border for it, or go back to normal kind of just keep this basically. Because either way I do have to make a new border for it. Or not either way. If I do the sub version where the screen at the bottom pops up, I do have to make a new border. So yeah. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about this episode or this reaction. Redirect. There you go. Review, whatever. Let me know down below what you guys thought of these episodes. Who your favorite characters are of the Phantom trope that we've seen so far. No spoilers, please. No spoilers. Do not spoil anything. Out of the characters we've seen so far, just by basing off of their powers alone that we've seen. Who's your favorite so far? Like I said, mine so far that we've seen is the vacuum girl because her power is pretty cool. Don't say anything about the people that we haven't seen yet. Obviously we've seen them, but we haven't seen their powers. Don't mention anything about powers that we haven't seen yet. Don't spoil anything. Please, for the love of God, don't spoil anything. I will be reading comments to the point of which everyone starts spoiling things, and then I will not be watching the comments. Luckily, I have some people on my side going to be helping out filter comments and everything. So if they tell me something is happening in the comments, I will avoid it. So if you want me to read your comment, don't spoil. All that good stuff. Basically, standard stuff on my channel. Basically, if you want me to read your comment, don't spoil stuff. If you do spoil stuff, I will never read it. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction and all that good stuff. Links is always in the description below if you did stick around. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for the subbed of Hunter x Hunter. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Take care, everybody.